Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Clutter. I'm your host, Margo, a professional organizer specializing in chronic clutter. And today we're diving into a super effective technique that can help you tackle your clutter and actually get things done. And it's called body doubling. And if you've never heard of it, you are in for a game changer. Before we dive in, if you've ever struggled with staying focused, getting started, or you find yourself procrastinating when it comes to decluttering, this episode is for you. So stick around because I'm going to tell you about a free live decluttering workshop I'm hosting soon that you will not want to miss. So what is body doubling? And it does not mean that, you wear 1,001 hats and you multiply. That is, when I first heard body doubling, I'm like, what does that mean? I'm like, is that like a thing? Do I multiply? Let's talk about body doubling. So what exactly is it? Essentially, body doubling is when you get more done simply because someone else is present, even if they're not helping you directly. They could just be sitting nearby or doing their own thing. But statistically, the presence of another person keeps you on track and focused. It sounds simple, but it is super effective. All jokes aside, especially if you're somebody who suffers from ADHD or you are like a chronic procrastinator, you need body doubling in your life. The idea is that when someone is there, even virtually, you are less likely to get distracted. You are more focused, and it almost creates kind of like this invisible accountability system. It's like having someone quietly cheering you on just by being there. It's almost like a good type of pressure. So like, okay, for example, imagine you want to declutter, a dresser drawer, right? And you ask your partner or a roommate or a friend to just sit in the room with you. You are more likely to not get distracted and actually finish the project, right? From start to end. Psychologically, something about having another person's presence will actually force you, and I say force in the best way possible, to complete the project. Now, also, we want to be mindful that the person who is body doubling for you is not a toxic person, right? This needs to create kind of like a happy environment. So it shouldn't be a person who is going to, and I don't know about you all, but I've been there where, whether it's like a mother-in-law or that friend that feels the need to like correct everything that you do, right? Like, it should be somebody that honestly is pretty much either having a, very casual chit chat with you or saying nothing at all, even if they're just sitting in the room and they're reading, but they have to come with positive energy. It shouldn't be a judgmental environment. So why does body doubling work when you're trying to declutter? It all comes down to accountability and motivation. So when we are on our own, it's easy to push things off, get sidetracked, or just feel overwhelmed by where to start. Especially I'm a decluttering coach. I service clients all over the world, and I work with a lot of clients who have ADHD. And if you are somebody who has ADHD, you know that it is so easy to get distracted. It is also incredibly easy to fall into the trap of motivation is kind of just dying down and you end up leaving the project unfinished. And what happens a lot of times with ADHD and a lot of the clients that I work with is that we now have unfinished projects all over the house. And this is something that contributes to so much stress and anxiety and almost becomes debilitating. And that's where the negative self-talk comes in and all that terrible stuff. So body doubling is a way to avoid that. When someone else is in the room or on the screen, it makes the task feel more manageable. It is no longer just you versus the clutter. You've got a teammate. Even though the other person might not be doing the task for you, their presence helps you stay grounded and focused on what you need to do. Think of it like working out. It's so much easier to stay motivated and push through when you have a workout buddy. The same principle applies to decluttering. You are more likely to take action and stick with it when someone is there with you. I have seen this again and again and again. And I am not always in person with my clients. I have clients in Sweden, I have clients in London and in Canada, and I unfortunately cannot be physically present. So with some of my clients, what we'll actually do is our one-on-one coaching sessions are me body doubling for them. So essentially, they will choose an area that we have selected and identified prior to our call together. And then we will get on Zoom and they will declutter. And of course, I'm there for motivation. I'm there for support. I'm there to, because this is what I do for a living, I'm there to help them get unstuck. They sometimes have questions or feelings come up, right? Sometimes we pick up an item and it's a sentimental item and, we go down this negative path of emotion sometimes, and it can be a very uncomfortable experience. So again, as a professional decluttering coach, I'm kind of there to walk my clients through that. But with that said, you don't necessarily need a decluttering coach. If you just have somebody who's in your home, or even a parent or a friend who can come over with positive energy, that could be enough. So let's get into how body doubling can directly help with decluttering. We've all had those moments where we stare at a messy room or an overflowing closet and think, where do I even start? I find that to be probably one of the greatest challenges is the overwhelm, right? A lot of us, we take in the big picture. We have clutter in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the living room, in the bedroom, in the closet. And we're like, oh my God, like it just feels like an avalanche of stuff. And like when you take in the big picture, you're just like, I can't even put a dent in this. Like, where do I even begin? It's like you just stop dead in your tracks, right? And this is one of the other things that I teach. And if you've listened to any of my other podcast episodes, is I am a firm believer in sprints over marathons and something I call gentle decluttering. So it's less about decluttering an entire, like going atomic and decluttering an entire kitchen and feeling the overwhelm. And it's more about bite-sized small areas that you do, right? They compound one drawer, one cabinet, one shelf at a time in short increments is much more doable and absolutely less overwhelming, less stressful than like taking in an entire room. So where body doubling comes in is, let's say you set a timer for 15 minutes and you've got someone there with you, whether it's in person or virtually, and then you both decide, okay, we're going to focus on this one small area. You've got your body double keeping you on track, and you're less likely to feel like giving up or getting distracted. Instead, you power through that cluttered drawer or shelf and end up feeling accomplished. So your body double also is there to redirect you. So for example, you're decluttering a dresser drawer and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to get something in the other room. A good body double will be like, let's finish this, right? Because we only have a few minutes. Obviously, unless it's like a pot boiling over on your stove, then yeah, go ahead. But we shouldn't be planning cooking while we're decluttering. But your body double is there, if anything, to redirect you. And more often than not, you're actually not even going to be needing the redirection because the project is so short. You're going to be able to stay focused for those 10 to 15 minutes. The beauty of body doubling is that it turns decluttering into a shared experience. You're not alone, and it makes all the difference. It's no longer this daunting task, but something you can actually enjoy and feel good about. And you begin to feel accomplished. So if you are somebody who struggles, whether it's procrastination or you feel like you don't have enough time, or you feel like it's, too hard, or you suffer from perfectionism, or, you have decision fatigue, whatever your reason is for not starting, give body doubling a try. Not only that, when you body double, there's a lot of positive reinforcements in this, and it's because you're able to successfully complete a project. And then when you move on to your second or your third or your fourth or your fifth, you've now built up the self-esteem and the confidence. Not only that, you are seeing incredible results, and eventually you might not even need a body double. Although I have a lot of clients, again, who have ADHD, so this is a strategy that works for them again and again and again, and not only for decluttering, but when it comes to completing other tasks around the house. All right, so now that we've covered how awesome body doubling is, I have an exciting announcement. So on Tuesday, September 26th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am hosting a free live decluttering workshop, and I would love for you to join me. This is your chance to experience body doubling firsthand. We'll hop on a Zoom call together, and essentially you'll choose a small area in your home to declutter ahead of time, whether it's a drawer, a closet shelf, a messy countertop, or even a handful of beauty products. I'll be there live to support and encourage you through a focused 15-minute decluttering sprint. So essentially, this workshop is 30 minutes. We'll kind of just chit chat in the beginning. Then I'm going to set an alarm clock. You'll have 15 minutes to declutter, and then we'll debrief. This is perfect for you if you've been procrastinating or feeling overwhelmed by clutter. We'll make real progress together in just 15 minutes, and you'll walk away feeling lighter, more organized, and accomplished. Here's how you sign up. Just head over to the link in the show notes and you'll reserve your spot. It's free, but spots are limited, so make sure to sign up soon, and you will get all the details, including the Zoom link, once you register. Honestly, if you've been feeling stuck or overwhelmed, this is your chance to take action in a fun and supportive way. There's going to be other women present who are going through the same thing that you're going through. And it's just also nice to surround yourself with women who understand and can relate to you. So we're going to tackle the clutter together, and I'll be right there to body double for you and cheer you on every step of the way. So I hope today's episode gave you some inspiration to try out body doubling, whether you join the workshop or not. It's such a powerful tool for staying focused and making real progress, especially when it comes to decluttering. Remember, the goal isn't to do it all at once. Small, focused efforts can make a huge difference over time. I can't wait to see you in the workshop and help you take the first step towards a clutter-free home. As always, thank you so much for listening. Good luck on your decluttering journey, and remember to be good to yourself.